All right, welcome back to Better Kansas City. It's the time of year for resolutions. We all know how tough it can be to stay on track. So this year, let's change your approach. And here to help us out with that is Dr. Nikki Crawford. And well, welcome here and Happy New Year, of course.
To you too.
What are some of the common behaviors that you see people trying to change this time of year or resolve to change?
Well, some of the classics, I think maybe you and I have both had these too, is to eat healthier, maybe lose a little weight, stick to your budget, do some decluttering. You know, those behaviors that we know are really good for us in the long run, but they seem to be really hard to follow through with.
Would you say that those are good resolutions to start off with, or maybe do we need to tailor them a little closer to something that we can find more attainable?
Well, I do think it makes sense to try to just chip away at it and not have a whole big list. But maybe start with making healthier food choices is a good place to start.
So maybe not eating out every day for lunch, packing that lunch on Sunday night for the whole week so you're ready to go with maybe something a little bit more healthy that you take to work.
Right, right. And there's also a way you can use your attention. So what you're paying attention to really come to enjoy those behaviors so you can come to enjoy eating healthy.
Yeah. Is so that's kind of how we enjoy those behaviors, even though it might not be something we really want to do.
Right. So let's say that you're at lunch and you get to choose your side. You can have an apple or chips. And today you decide.
Is that even a choice?
No,
Come on,
yes.
Dr. Nikki.
Okay. So, but today you think, well, let me try that apple because I know that's a healthier choice for me, right? So there's three things to keep in mind. The first thing is pay attention to when you're eating the apple.
Okay.
Like, pay attention to the taste, what you like about it, the crispness of it. So really tune into what you like about the apple. The second thing is notice that choosing that apple is good for your body. So you're actually doing something that's good for you. And the third thing is give yourself a pat on the back for making a good choice this time, right?
But don't give yourself a pat on the back by saying, well, I ate that apple, so I'm going to go ahead and get that bag of chips now.
Right, well, it depends on what your goal is, but if you're trying to eat healthier, you stick with the apple and you really let it soak in. You let the goodness of your choice soak in.
Okay. Now, how do we feel like more motivated? Is it just constantly reminding ourselves of paying attention to that? Is it again, making more attainable goals? I mean, how do we stay motivated? Because I think it's easy to talk about staying on these goals for a couple weeks.
Right.
You know? And then there's those of us who made these goals at the first of the year and have already broken them, and we're not even a week into the new year.
Right, right. I really think, and the research supports, that it's paying attention to the goodness of what you've just done. And that way you can really come to train your brain to prefer that, because what you're doing is you're pairing two things together, a good feeling and a good choice. And so over time then, it's easy to make the good choice because when you remember it, you think, oh, that felt really good when I had that apple last time. So it's really just relearning. And
one of the things, speaking of that, I've felt when I've gone to the gym or I've gone on a run, I really don't want to do it beforehand. But afterwards, I'm like, this feels really good. I feel like I can breathe easier. I feel worked out, so I'm gonna get a good night's sleep tonight, you know. And so I mean, I 100% agree with you on that point.
Right, so when you have those moments where it feels good, let that good feeling soak in. That helps your brain actually rewire.
Okay, like I can rewire my brain.
You can, yes.
Maybe that should be my New Year's resolution, is just rewire my brain to figure it out. But are there any other New Year's resolutions that you've heard people trying to go after that maybe not along the lines of what everybody else is, not eating healthier, or I'm going to drink less alcohol, or I'm going to do this and that? Anything else you've heard?
Well, I think one good rule of thumb is to really think about what you want to create in your life. So less focus on what you shouldn't do and more focus on what it is you want more of.
Okay.
So keep your focus over there.
All right. Well, it's never too late to make those New Year's resolutions, even though we're almost a week into the year, right? So,
right.
Well, Dr. Nikki, thank you very much for being here. We sure do appreciate your time and your tips.